about knocking the wall down.
Another one, Alex?
I've got strawberry sauce.
Chocolate.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome on board.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite different. See the size turkey, please?
For a second. Oh.
Control the mill, and then just simply white sun on the mill. Now then, this is a sun mini soil. Absolutely, a single white egg. So if it's in the first week of August, they make their way to the North Atlantic. Building has no link. On the left hand side, the north gable end is the basement remains of a turnaround. Project secured by the National Trust. broke into. 43 people died. Main gun and naval line air part of that. All hours in the down. They will grow to 8 feet in length. The couch is slightly smaller. They have a pointier face and a white speckled chair. The young seals are born here in the autumn with £5 per day. The cow chamber lives in the region for £10 per day. The time to speed, the young seal club. Died here in the 7th century. Those are the crook-nesting birds. Now big herd fellas 50 to 60,000 miles a year. Just for the distance to the river market in their lifetime. And they stay in the area. Stay safe, hopefully we'll see you again. We'll make our way back up to Harbour now. It's going to take about 20 minutes. Thank you very much.
kés mindjárt. Nem szólok bele, bocsáss meg. Nem is akartam.